Hey there, friends. Welcome back to another Legally Armed America video. I'm, of course, Paul Glasgow here, the one and only Truth Pent, bringing you a vulgar display of logic and reason on a daily basis. And today I'm doing something that I was hoping I wouldn't have to do. I was hoping that Pam Bondi would see her way out by now. And I mean even before this debacle this week where Trump chose to jump in and white knight save her from having to field questions on her own about the Epstein screw-up. And it is a screw-up, make no mistake. As long as there are victims out there, there are people who committed crimes, and only one person dead now, and another one in jail. As far as the idiots, it's funny how you get people who get mad because you're right about something, so they find something to twist and say. There are people who are mad about me saying that there are young girls that got hurt and that got abused, and that we want to see people go to jail. And because that makes them mad, I guess they're that wrapped up in Trump, or they may be that wrapped up on the left also, and just mad because we, good, right-minded people, want this to come out. Because some people have gotten in the comment section, after my call is that the information needs to come out to send people to jail, somebody actually commented on my comment section last night that I was sick because I wanted to see child, P-O-R-N. How do you get me wanting to bring pedos to justice? Make that jump from me demanding that I want to see them go to prison. You make that jump that somehow or another I want to see the video evidence. Do you think I care about that? I know the people out there who need to see that have already seen it. And again, they got to live with that. Well, I don't care what you think. I mean, you guys have been following this channel long enough. You know I don't care. I'm going to say what I want to say. I'm going to stick with the truth as best I can. It's based on the knowledge and the information that I pull. It's not, obviously I'm giving you my opinions every step of the way, and I make no apologies about that, but it's based on whatever factual data that I can find. And you guys have no idea, and you may, but to understand how much information I don't use because I can't verify the sources. You understand what I'm saying? There's way more that I run across that makes me want to say something and talk about it. But I don't, because whenever I try to confirm or verify those sources, it just doesn't sit right with me. Like the sources seem shady, or just you start getting into news articles where every 10th word is misspelled, no punctual, and you're like, man, this is some guy created his own little website. So some of the sources are not verifiable. However, what I'm going to tell you today is verifiable, and I'm going to show you the sources, and I'm going to tell you what I've been wanting to say for a little while. But again, I was hoping Bondi would show herself out, since she doesn't seem to be willing to do that, because I figured she would have at least picked today, maybe tomorrow, to leave. Maybe her big press conference is going to be Monday. I don't know. But I'm going to give you another reason why she should leave. Not just the red flag gun law stuff that she wanted to push through, or she did push through in Florida. And not just this clown show of the Epstein stuff. And I realize, just for those of you who want to, I'm not putting it all on her. She handled it wrong. So I understand she's got handlers and she's got people telling her what to do. It's all been handled wrong. All been handled wrong. Yes, there are better ways to handle it. But I want you to see other reasons why she should have never gotten the job in the first place. And honestly, I believe there's some ethics violations that have taken place here. 2024, Pam Bondi pocketed a whopping $203,738 for legal work representing Pfizer through her firm Panza Morrow and Maynard, where she's been of counsel since 2021, or she had been of counsel. But here's the big deal. She conveniently forgot to disclose this juicy client relationship in her Senate Judiciary Committee questionnaire or during confirmation hearings, raising massive red flags, no pun intended, about transparency and potential corruption. This appears to be, in my opinion, a deliberate omission. You see, her public financial disclosure report in 2025 explicitly listed Pfizer, yet she took it out. She scrubbed it from her official nominee documents. So whenever she was nominated originally, She had some financial disclosure reports that actually included that, and she meant to, like she purposely went to take that out before her nomination. This to me is a clear violation of the ethics rules, and I think it undermines her credibility as supposedly the top law enforcement officer of the nation, potentially sparking calls for her perjury or probes. So I thought that was bad enough. I mean, her ties to Pfizer and then hiding it. And again, guys, if it had been an omission, that's one thing. Like if there were two different forms she had to turn in and the second one she forgot, I mean, you could almost draw the conclusion that maybe she forgot. But when the information that she turned in, she modified that information to remove that tie to Pfizer. That to me alone, knowing that it was a lie, to remove it implies that she had no ties with Pfizer, which is a lie because she has direct ties with Pfizer. She's made at least $200,000. I've seen, again, non-confirmed records of as much as $500,000 through her connections with Pfizer and representing them. But that's not all. Fresh into her U.S. attorney role in February 2025, she wasted no time slashing Foreign Corrupt Practices Act enforcement on day one. Now, this was something that I think that Trump probably instructed her to do, but she was eager to do it, and she did it like in a flash. The whole thing was backed by a Trump executive order pausing new probes. The DOJ axed nearly half its foreign corruption cases, including a big-time investigation into Pfizer's shady dealings in China and Mexico. Pfizer magically had dropped mentions of the probe from its filings right after, while watchdogs like Public Citizen screamed foul over her prior Pfizer gigs. Even more damning was that her ethics pact bans her from touching ex-client matters like Pfizer's for a full year post-service. But her sweeping policy changes superficially benefited them anyway, like right away. Now I know what some of you Bondi supporters, and of course Trump supporters too, because as long as Bondi's there, everyone's going to consider, oh, that's Trump's girl. Don't think that Trump isn't upset with her, by the way. But how does this affect anything? Well, it could affect more of what the MAHA movement, the Make America Healthy movement, the RFK movement, which is more of Trump's doctrine, more of what he's trying to do. So how does that affect that? Well, you may not know this, or you may already know this, that Kennedy has vowed to overhaul the federal vaccine injury compensation system, specifically aiming to make it easier for individuals claiming harm from COVID-19 vaccines to seek redress. That's right. Remember they had immunity? Well, not so fast. Not with the right people in there. Kennedy plans to enlarge the National Vaccine Injury Compensation Program, a no-fault system that handles claims like lawsuits, but shields manufacturers from traditional civil litigation to explicitly include COVID-19 vaccines. Currently, these vaccines fall under the more restrictive Countermeasures Injury Compensation Program, which has stricter criteria and lower success rates for claimants. Kennedy seeking to stretch the time limits for filing claims, also allowing more people to pursue compensation for alleged injuries even years and years after those vaccinations. Now, how's that affect Pfizer? Well, obviously, Pfizer is one of the primary pharmaceutical companies that was involved in developing and distributing COVID-19 vaccines. We've got misrepresentation of efficacy and safety. We've got patent disputes. We have injury compensation claims, all against Pfizer. Now, Pfizer maintains that its vaccine is safe and effective, which we know better. But no matter what, Pfizer, on the other end of Trump's plan and big, beautiful MAGA plan, you got RFK on one side, who could potentially go after Pfizer, and you got Pam Bondi on the other side, who is compromised by Pfizer. Don't tell me that Pam Bondi, she, as recently as a year ago, was getting benefits of some sort from Pfizer. So don't think for a minute that just like that, she's on the other team. And not just on the other team, would be willing to allow departments that she's associated with to go after her former employer. I think all of this is damning for her. I think this is just another thing that she's a part of that shows bad judgment on her part. I think she is more concerned with what happens next. You know what I mean? She knows that where she's at now is not a lifelong job. We can tell by her numerous appearances on Fox News and other outlets, of course, since January, how much and how eager she is to be on television. So we see that she's setting up for her next career. She wants to be on TV, obviously. She likes being on TV, and that's good. Good for her. You know, I hope her well on that, but not to the detriment of the American people, and certainly not to cover up crimes that have happened to those over 1,000 victims that she keeps parroting. But she's doing nothing to look for the Johns, right? And one final thing, the Trump cultists out there who feel like anyone who questions Trump, that you're wrong. We're real quick to say, oh, why are we talking? Just the same thing Trump did. It's like, do you people even see how blind you are? Do you realize that you can actually support somebody and not like some of the things they do? I voted for Trump 3 times. I'd vote for the man again. I hate the way he's letting his people handle this Epstein thing. Those two things can coexist. You can like somebody and disagree with how they do things. It's possible. So those of you out there that are kissing and washing the feet of Donald Trump, take a step back. You're looking like a lunatic right now, is what you're looking like. Because you're looking past child abuse and justifying its cover-up because you can't stand the fact that your man has a couple negative words said about him. This is bigger than Donald Trump, guys. This is bigger. We shouldn't be worried about hurting Donald Trump's feelings when we got thousands of child abuse victims out there who have gotten zero justice.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America.